na nu so ya to ndi se kase Baatan ni atena se ya de smart ya te se ya man Ghana ne performance so de asemufo aso ne so kroje se wosunsuo ne de aba beso mu enwume kase yi ensem bebre na edi ahini e wo ya man Ghana ma sei naposo ebi enie Upper West Regional House of Chiefs won panyifo enra dey omututu omonamon edi echemu Ghana man pani akache omona atese ne atena se edi enchemu ba beso mu
and paying for a national armed destruction ceremony and paying the Wajaji a tribiara on Fanakwe Munawashi show no Miss Mobaya Sumjay Botum Aba or Manimu.
Nana no ensu tutoya ejiri for my Ghana ni Salaga South Masabajani Edina Notumu Impo Efa and Koda Bambo.
National Schools Award Day Aquadona Horn and Painful Assembly to go watch the Yen Shane discipline in fact a chef funation from Miss Mobaya Hanazuciano Botum Akonkan.
Enyumre ensem bi eka we ho ani atena se de ba beso mo se eye kase Baatan wo hye e wo tie hwe ne so a eno eye Mothers TV wo tie ge so Mothers 102.7 ani abefo tinten fidie so Facebook eye Mothers 102.7 Accra enyumre atena se de nsema ate se wo ya man Ghana ne performance e ba beso mo akenka fo enyumre eye me ekuya kodie ye bo asare meni
Jumai Dausa
Mothers FM, yes, some pa.
A feminine say baby, I will be a 7. I would say 102.7 in Ticassia, Yen Fitiasia. Ye Fitiasia, Enra Day, Upper West Regional House of Chiefs on Penny 4, Matan Conyo, Edu 2 on 1 night, Eddie Chema Bank, same Ghana man penny a catchie. No mobile, no monanti say in Nana say. See a shaffing pim ye no near you no and 9 a brown man when Nadia Cocomotico tin crat ashwa, echo to a banwa. A Korea say a Ghana man penny and couldn't be able to a command. What's not Kunyane son and never be and what's me at the bomb, my Ghana. And somebody, some man more PR4. No matter trying to say, so what do any class will share a Upper West man time was swap and never be and air cost war. And no tell my Ghana man penny more PR4. Move you not so share a yadushi bambo and then my sour my Ghana says, say ya. And in Pona man for what Upper West man time was so at chess almost so many chefa. Nasa and semi penya would do or man. No matter what a Upper West Regional House of Chiefs. One no energy now woman name or Eddie the same way at Suja.
President of the Republic of Ghana, the Chief of Staff, members of the Council of State, Honorable Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, if he's around, Ministers of State present, the Upper West Regional Minister, colleague paramount chiefs and other members of the delegation, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, it's a great honor for me to stand before you this afternoon to give this address. On behalf of the chiefs, Queen Mothers, and the other members of the delegation, we thank you sincerely for this opportunity. We are grateful for your audience despite your tight schedule. Excellency, we bring you warm fraternal greetings from the chiefs and people of Upper West Region. The people express their sincere appreciation and that of the government for the massive infrastructural developments that we are witnessing. Your Excellency, the main purpose for our visit is to express our heartfelt congratulations to you for the resounding victory that you chalked at the 2024 general elections. Your victory was a clear sign of the trust and confidence that people of Ghana have in your leadership and vision for the development of Ghana.
Any akokote ye penny one the Upper West Regional House of Chiefs na no. Well not the same any kote na fair bank same Ghana man penny. One also extra any so edema opa eye na no small kan ye. One day ne same na ya sumje was would any tremu Upper West any man temu titiri no my Ghana koda so asumje e ko no kan pa eye na sumje o my Ghana enya enu bi e na aso omo so no metimi akura mu di e ma sumje etimi akonkan ama wo munti no Ghana man penny mo piafo na so omo so e de achade kese achade chenche Ghana man penny ene ahema mo ho de omo na ene fugu bi eno matutu pa na mse Ghana man penny so etimi abo mo man Ghana kwaguru sam pempen so we enye de cho Ghana man penny onya for John Dramani Mahama na no the same any.
By the way, thanks for the cola nuts. Yeah, I had to finish chewing and drink some water before I start speaking. It is a profound honor for me to welcome Your Royal Majesties and the distinguished delegation of the Upper West Regional House of Chiefs to the presidency this afternoon. Your presence reaffirms the enduring partnership between the institution of chieftaincy and the government of Ghana in our collective pursuit of national development and prosperity. The institution of chieftaincy remains one of the oldest and most respected pillars of our national life. And across the Upper West region, our traditional authorities continue to serve as custodians of our tradition, custodians of our peace, mediators of disputes, and the champions of community development. You've been helping to maintain one of Ghana's most peaceful regions, despite the security challenges confronting parts of the wider Sahel area. No government can successfully transform Ghana without the wisdom, legitimacy, and partnership of our traditional rulers. And so permit me to express my deepest appreciation to the chiefs and people of the Upper West region for the confidence and overwhelming
Ghana Mampeni, when for John Dramani Mahama, or no so any so semo, and what dear man and Namatana Konya, a free Upper West region, Ebesrano.
Mezobo to fan alcohol in Crane Pumpuni Manto, mind the day or National Arms Distraction Ceremony, Akodo, Ewa Police Depot, one Crane Pumpuni Mantomo, and in Aqua Mude, or Yaza, Wajiji, Tribiara on Fanaquim, Wabuano, no way to my Jeffy, to me Mufumonism or Sunday. Nina Yaza Yewa in whom Batum Batoyendo. Najumetan so or Yazan paying for Brena Pim or Hobby today, Chief Imam no, or Yazan paying for Nina, but Sna Sima Bibi Biatum Kodo for Fefe. No, no, in Interior Minister Oyemutaka Mubarak Mohammed Zansambi to go to them pen praise. Etruna wajijini na kwa mude mes mobaya. Time mfuno wotu mwabo ya huba na shrobi na hubiantu mbotoyando ntimpen preno. Etruni yazani na waji na washuno in the dream mes mobaya. Yankwa wosobotu ya bomban.
Let's Chief Imam Dr. Alhaj to kindly permit me to stand on the existing protocol so that we could make some real progress. Good morning to all of us. Today, as we commemorate the United Nations Small Arms Destruction Day, Ghana joins global community in reaffirming its commitment to peace, security, and the rule of law. This armed destruction ceremony is more than just the destruction of firearms. It is a clear demonstration of our determination to protect lives, strengthen security, and preserve the peace that define our nation. As Ghana's first president, Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah wisely stated, the forces that unite us are intrinsically and far greater than the superimposed influences that keeps us apart. This timeline's message reminds us that our collective strength lies in our unity, peace, and our shared commitment to build a secure and prosperous nation.
Interior Minister Mohammed Mutaka Mubarak Northern Sambi Atuga on so Chief of Staff Julius Debra Southern Sambi to go to them pempering 3 awardini na yaza warabo bwano na wetu mwashu no se ne de biara no 3 yaza yako asori yako school yako miambe bebre na o yaza so bi kitabia ayema hutum to yedo papa pantim pempering wajini na ara na wetu mwashu na won fan ko street ne du biem won san fan ko manyipa bonefo no no so won fan zi honi dwumadi bi antim pempering no wajini na ko wiem de yan ko hom we botum ya bon hoban.
In the life of a nation, when the most powerful statement we can make is not spoken with many words, it is made through our actions. Today is one of those moments. In a few moments, weapons that were once capable of spreading fear, taking lives, destabilizing communities will be destroyed. They will not return to our streets. They will not return to criminal hands. They will not return to threaten families. Businesses, schools, places of worship, and our democratic peace. That is why this ceremony is very important. I am honored to join you this morning for the 8th National Armed Destruction Ceremony held in commemoration of the United Nations International Small Arms Destruction Day, which falls today, 9th July 2026. This important national exercise demonstrates government's unwavering commitment to peace, security, public safety, and the promotion of gun violence-free Ghana. Today we gather not merely to destroy weapons, but to reaffirm our collective resolve that illicit firearms should have no place in
Onyonyamfu Julius Debra Northern SMB Atuga Ono so and a Mammy Rebecca F Sam Nasosan Sambi to go today a tree a wajini na yaza when I wash a true one some nature because one is some the one share one show Nuntinyaza a true neighbor to me as Abba Street to be manada yet to me akade yaza bish share your name the visit my bun when I won protocols when you membraf a true no one when I wasn't in national one some the one general one should miss my bay assume Jesu Baba on my name.
My name is Rebecca Ifwasam. This is the Weapon Distraction Center. For safety with each weapon, we have to clear to offload any ammunitions. So that is what Zane is doing. He has signed against the chair's record for future purposes. From here, we now move to the cutting machine. That is the cut-off machine. So we have our officers, a cutter one, who stands behind the machine, and we have the cutter 2 who stands by the cutter 1. And then when you are moving, putting the machine inside, it has to face a safe area.
Ye Mammy Rebecca, if was some northern and some be out to go ched and pempering the true no one or dog could win in some neckles win in 76 yarano, Yaza the matron yebon who be beam.
Yes, I'm Mothers FM.
Eduonu enkono wa manga na tituni nkna pumpuni mante masei ena ensuo etoya nipa bebre ejapade ene enya bebre wukra afemu ehire wo mu enkwan no ababe yare hosem e wo manga na pa ye titiru ene ye ma yete enkna pumpuni mante masei na mantem ahodo ni bisu ensunto ho ayo ne kase esiye eno ena ene masebedwemfo ekwa setena na Salaga South masebedwani ejina simpies so ekasaye etrese nipa bebre ena efa ensuo mu ewu ye bebre so ena bepem nei ye ngomekira kwan na one hawo ina eye enkoda if is same say ye enkoda titiru ena omo etimi akire wo mo nto osre aban ene empanyimfo se ye mfa enema ngugu akwam se ne be ya bebo enkoda mpo eho ban ne ka sei mo ina etrese se wo hye enkna pumpuni mantem asei mia bia ensuo ejiri ye bepem na ekura baabi ensuo no entimi entwen ya na nakoye ensen bebre pa eye baby ti se weja achimota enne eye Kwame Nkrumah circle kaneshi wodona spinters malam alajo enne mia bebre no ensuo ne yiri pa eye emma ekowi ase akra achimota afem wo baby enkoda mienu obi na chiba omoso to anam e wonse de nokoye arehwo sempa eye enne wo mrashebejemu no eye Salaga South mrashebejeni sei eno de tuja.
I want to use this opportunity to once again extend my condolences to all families who lost relatives, and especially to parents who lost their beloved children. Mr. Speaker, Accra recorded approximately 140 millimeters of rainfall in a single day, the highest in years, against a peak of about 56 millimeters just 12 months earlier. 12 of our compatriots lost their lives in Accra, among them 4 children. 4 children too many, Mr. Speaker. 7 remain missing. Over 470 were rescued, and more than 38,800 people from 7,761 households were displaced or otherwise affected across communities including Alajo, Kwame Nkrumah Circle, Kaneshi, Odona, Weja, Achimota, Spintex, and Malam. Mr. Speaker, behind the loss are children who could not run fast enough, climb high enough, or swim far enough. Adults facing rising water can often decide to flee, to climb, to hold on. A child frequently cannot. That distinction is why floods that merely inconvenience adults can kill children.
Eni akokoti Hajia Zurera Muhammad Brahman ne eni ekoti na wasa ensem krana muso kasaya watch say se wo hwe emprempren pa dia se wo ye awofo na baba ensuo ye to ye pa yo ne kese eto na eno so kwakoda ne abeho sempa ye kwakoye se wo no ensuo to bia wo ye mbehye services sa etwa no ebeda ho pa eye wo sempanyimfo se policy ahodo bi ombegu akwam se ne ebe ye bonkoda ho ban bia no empanyimfo enye.
For many Ghanaian families, a child represents years of hope, of medical visits, of prayer. Some parents, Mr. Speaker, struggle for years to have the children and then lose them in an afternoon of flood water. That a child's life can be taken by a preventable recurring disaster is not simply a tragedy. It's a policy failure, and this House has the power to correct that. The lack of adequate infrastructure to protect the vulnerable during these floods is a violation of their human rights. Mr. Speaker, I therefore urge this House and the Executive to adopt the following, focus specifically on protecting our children: a rapid response protocol, prioritizing children under 5 and children with disabilities in evacuation of the dredge; dedicated child-friendly emergency shelters developed with NADMO and the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, separate from general shelters and staffed by trained childcare personnel; mobile health units pre-positioned each rainy season against the waterborne diseases that disproportionately harm young children; a Ministry of Education contingency fund to replace lost school materials and uniforms.
Na ewasa ensem krone mo abra Hajia no si ya pe e na odo ani etremu ewo Okan Quick Central Pesua so wo mra sebedwani won wonyamfo Patrick Yaboama esugina simpies so ekasa wo kire se emprempre on my Ghana 69 years yebetimi de enses yebo afia da ye ma 2027 ni ekonya 70 enti Ghana ye nipa anka we pension akyeye e ma se kranka senate fo nsensem kra no ke yedi mutintimman na esbepem na yegusua eko etia eye ensuo sensuo tetese ya na obi ad nse aguniti efise ensuo beyira for my Ghana when wonya for Patrick Boama kire se na ekwakoye se wo my Ghana 69 years na yenya no one part betimi aka se wo my Ghana bebi ejina ene ejina.
It saddens me that after 69 years of our independence, we still come to the chamber to talk about floods in the country. Mr. Speaker, we have the Ghana Institution of Engineering as a very important resource base to have a very detailed conversation with regards to the engineering of Accra and some of our regional capitals. I had the opportunity to listen to one of their past presidents on this very important issue at their center when he diagnosed the issues of flooding in Accra and the solutions he proffered. Mr. Speaker, the maker of the statement mentioned Alajo, Abeka, and some of my communities in Okan Central were affected because of the volumes of water that came from Achimota and beyond. We will suggest that as a country we should have some receptacles of, like in the form of ponds from the source on the Equiapen Range around Adenta, Pantan area to receive the volumes of water that comes from that side. I'm not an engineer, but I think it will go a long way to help, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the population has also increased to about 33 million. And some of the systems or infrastructure that was developed has been caught up with our population growth. And it requires some investment from governments to expand.
Masabajani Mama for Okan Quick Central in Pesua so manyam for Patrick Yaboama ne ene ekotie na fe yankwa ne yankofa Masabajani Mama for was South Town Pesua so one also can say a water say near ye can send be say nyansan we sabi eni ba akufo timu no krofo bebre wo hwa Womuni me kwan betimi aboa pa ye sane ebeya ensoyiri ano bebrase na so no wakocheche ma kire hwan okakura na ye mfi wononyafo echese eno ka ho eno my Ghana den na insota ne ade ensa egu yeti.
We have had elaborate solutions towards some of the problems we face on daily basis. This year I decided deliberately not to grant interviews on TV or anything, because we have said these things over and over again. We keep talking about, we have identified the problems we have, the solutions we can offer to this. But it looks like it's a yearly ritual. We talk about it when it's over, then we go back to sleep. And the attitudinal change that we are expecting from people don't happen. Our district assemblies or the municipalities are supposed to perform specific roles which they don't do. Every building you see must have permit. Before you get a permit, you need a site plan. And after the site plan, you need a documentation as to whoever is offering to you. Beyond all that, you need permit from the district assembly to agree that wherever you want to build, whether it's a factory, a church, or a residential dwelling, falls within what we call the zoning permit or the zoning frame. So that if it is a church, you can't build a church just in a residential area. If it is a residential property you want to build, we must see the height of where you intend to build. But before you even go to the assembly, people have built. And sometimes when you come back to build, these same people come and fight with the authorities.
And yeah, what ye Masebe Jenny, Emma Manfo was Saturn and Persuas war. One more young for a year Maxwell Kwame Lukuto, the ne any cotier.
Yes, over to fan so I call National School Award 2026 so I call do paying for organizing program here Ghana Accountabilities for Learning Outcome Project. Ho in the worship Miss Mama Framan Hona to Siano or Koraba sa to Siano Pono Atachima another way in another. Na jumezina say what to several opinion or your Minister for Education or your Haruna Idrusu ne ho Northern Sambi to go and pen praise discipline or to more than a Siafuna church for one intem no. Yentum share no under why you the way you shin way teaching Miss Mobile Henas Siano so bottom akon can osande. Ghana man penny shouting when a school 70 in Yanzama Bebrena bottom es in an androno. Or they assume to me a boy who banay in Nike yetibum nea bois. Miss Mobile Dachino Yanzama Pabia Yapanaso etum abem amahen.
A primary concern and what probably gave President Mahama sleeplessness is the growing indiscipline in our schools. Indiscipline involving teachers, indiscipline involving young learners and students, indiscipline involving examiners, indiscipline involving headmasters, and indiscipline generally as a Ghanaian disease.
Enza kwati ye onyonyam for Haruna Idrusu os Ghana man penyin na education or your research and research agenda na ze oya za aka bibia ye gbon kutukutu mes mobeya asumdwen kan kompuntu baba omanyimu onechi no so in the head of National Schools Inspectorate Authority Professor Salifu na so don sambi to go chere pempenze 1GS bakabom Ghana Education Service bakabom na discipline no ni na etum adeda na kwem amahen.
It's a bigger picture we're having, and we feel that this is a way of helping to reset the agenda that the President John Dramani Mahama have for the country. And we hope that, again, as the Minister may mention, indiscipline is becoming something that is becoming rampant here. And again, we are going to liaise with GES to ensure that part of our requirement for the award, discipline is going to be one of the key.
Enza ye Professor Salifu Aziko na ozana sambi atuga onechi no so head teachers Matamale International Basic School Rita Rupia dan sambi to go chere dem pempreze odam penfo aseda efutupa na afi so wotu mobo ana mbe pem award na say emma ye tumito ye na afi so afutu sha waza meshiafo no oyaza woso obetum wa hwe wa boa emma asumdwe na discipline so etum abachechefo na esuafo no hontem.
We are grateful for how far God has brought us. We least expected this. We felt we were just doing our work. We were paid for this and we are supposed to do it. And I have a saying that if it must be done, it must be done well. So I made sure everything that's supposed to be done was done well.
Madam Rita Rupia no ozana sambi atugo chere odam penfo asiye ankasa.
Yan talk as yan so ni anko ensen fufro mu Yenim so on my Ghana has say set you per se would mutintima paye. Now but when ya kohuma de any digita and na face to satellite. Then so no my Ghana must say no. A family na a year man, I send a bay a digita no, a bet me a quite a train to know. I am my join for a committee, so more and ent so. No moon dear dream and who say a babwa on my Ghana in Pompen Penswa, ye per edit she equa could do. Now committee not see dear ma fifi or many Eddie a year report no ababonting. Na say and a committee no edibetuja.
NCA's own resources, and so we are very happy that we are here now with a way forward through the committee's work. Just to put on record that the DTT platform as we have it today is a monopoly, and by the requirements of the Electronic Communications Act, its tariffs have to be regulated. We are happy to have supported the committee's work with the modeling, financial modeling. We would be subjecting the eventual tariffs to regulatory approval as and when it comes up. Thank you very much. And yes, late, but better late than never.
Na omodi omanu disem etu dwa pe ena James Neni Emma Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association one also ebo empanifo abasopa ye impono so mo ka bo mu eyesa nhweme no wie no wo bo pani a oman Ghana Metro Minister of Communication wo bo na basopa ye se emprempre wo mu nyina de omo agim se ne ebe ya deketa ebetimi akọ animpa eye ensem sei eno de tujwa
a long way to reach where we are today. And I'm personally inspired that leadership, and I'm talking of the Honorable Minister, has embraced dialogue, inclusiveness, and collaboration with stakeholders as the surest path towards securing a sustainable future for Ghana's national digital terrestrial television platform. This demonstrates that during national solutions, I take that again, this demonstrates that enduring national solutions are best achieved through consultation, consensus, and shared commitment to the public interest. And I'd like to congratulate the Honorable Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovations on his exemplary, visionary, and statement-like leadership. Your decision to convene a broad-based stakeholder committee and allow its members to deliberate independently, openly, and without ministerial interference demonstrate uncommon confidence in due.
And Crystal Jirako Nene Enya Kotie na Fene Krakra no Minister of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation Wonya for Samuel Nate George. One also de na do this etuja watcher a new summer committee na so wa we ye so watcher here pass on my Ghana and pen so ya diti shaka kodu titiru any digital eno.
Chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Information and Communications, the Chief Director of the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, Directors of the Ministry, Heads of agencies present here, the Director General of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, the Director General of the NCA, Executive Secretary of the NMC, represented by Mr. Cecil Sunkwa Mills, the President of GIBA, the President of the Ghana Journalists Association, President of the New Media Association. Sounds like a UN meeting, so many presidents. Representatives of KNET, representatives of all broadcasters, members of the DTT committee, our friends in the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocols duly observed. Let me take this opportunity first and foremost to thank you for accepting our invitation to this afternoon's event. Today's ceremony marks an important milestone in our collective efforts to ensure the long-term sustainability, efficiency, and effective governance of Ghana's digital terrestrial television platform. It also demonstrates what can be achieved when government and industry stakeholders engage in open, transparent dialogue with a mutual respect.
Yes, Abo! Mothers FM.
Any akotie won monyam for Samuel George na tenene any akotie made of me make a send to tiawa nyen koto enkra in KASE Estate Ghana Limited ho embraye ba dia kan na ye de besomo.
Adishmaima KASE Estate Ghana Limited ye jumakuo bia ye si dan ton dan eton sase krojia masubia ni ho woto yen sase bia ebeya wo dia forever and ever wabusia da chinti enunti KASE Estate say tia 10% pe na afa hiase wo si dan no na wo chia ne kakra KASE Estate nkwane won sase wo the whole Ghana ye won sase bi wo Greater Accra baby to say Atoman Kofi Donko Mampehia, Danjra, Kaswa Obom, Dodowa, Kofi Kwe, Ayete Kote, Wager, Broadcaster, Ani Bebre, Sayako Central Region in Sua, Cape Coast, Ayensudo, J. Krodia, Portin, Gomwa Kwe Krum, Yankwa Eastern Region, Ensawam, Kwasinyako, Afram Krum, Afayentufa, Nayanko Northern Region, you will be Watamale, Nyampala, and Sasano Bay, UDS Campus, and Watamale Kumasa Kwanso, Yesansu Executive Wanzo, the other Kromu Pe. Now we sound super asasi yantam and ya kria and efua you will be with the whole Ghana and on tishu ye kwan with the main office Accra Tesano yani Ghana Telecom University and our police training school and the dinshenimu waka so amalam kwantim pono so amam from yani resurrection asori ne dinshenimu na yakwa amasamai so opposite the Central Marks wo amasamai hwa oba krowa office no e wo site ho pe afei ashaiman yani lorry station no and a dish anymore. Frey 0302 963740. ABM 0302 963740. KASE Estate Ghana Limited. Yenti usubet mi sidai.
Wentry biara nyua ona KASE Estate Ghana Limited Bernaba Jones ase on biara no na wo so etum aden efere meka sure the sepensa as papa in brand surute ya na botum ehu asase papa na ato nti Bernaba Jones ase mentwen na ehia mbona kada to asase anhwe ya wada so kwa abada na wa chenchene yazo botu fan so akoyensem ma ye ho na Ghana mampanyin suto yiri be ya ofa nkrofo na manzama rechwa no ohwonhwe ye nti pempen yo se me adoma ochina na memenda no ye be general cleaning today obi biara betuma abana ya aboa nya de botumpa abare by force na yetumi ya prapra yan patem to say owanyi ma wo soto no se gbe wo soto na obasanhun na we no nam do Greater Accra Regional Minister Mamelinda Oklu so don sambitu go che dem pemprenze apost for by 500 awofi Accra Regional Police Command wo don gumonte the wash madam Jumedi etum esene na do na fe Ghana man pay na Vice President so when you stakeholders bebre na rekasa mesmo by yan we na botum wesom na yetumi ya aboa manyen patem akodo bit there mrehye bedwafo MMDC for district for mpanyin fo nyinara we na wosom na yetumi ya ye the mesisi ya pra ye ne poto mesmo ba ya da munsu ye anada nsu tobre babie ma etum akwatoti na nwura no so ayezigum no ye nyinara ye bo ano na ye kwekwoti Modesty FM ye nyina ne chichinchirenche ye kwhwe na ye kotiti gatem ya pra ye poto mesmo ba ya yeso ye benya asumje ma Melinda Oklu ne sambia ozotu gwani.
Exercise marks the beginning of a renewed sanitation agenda for Greater Accra. And like stated earlier, we expect all the police and district to undertake extensive defense of their drains, choke gases, and stated, and make sure that unauthorized tobacco public space are also taken care of. And more importantly, in fact, our aim is to make sure that we restore public confidence that government is taking decisive action to improve sanitation and blood in the Greater Accra region. In fact, we had a meeting with all the stakeholders involved. We were able to meet some traditional rulers, NADMO. We met environmental protection officers. We also met all the coordinating directors. To have a roadmap. Yesterday, all the rec mentioned went for a rec. We went all the scientists. Have a part of some of the logistics that was there at the failure. And so we think that.
Ye Greater Accra Regional Minister Mame Linda Oklu Northern Assembly Atuga Oneshe no so Yamani Bofu BKB onye DC Funi B Inya Insa Washo na Wason Assembly awazi tuga watch day. Magana man penza be yaza ocho ye papa person the baby bi an shute no choki no ebo to me yi rabes nefim me ya papa ye mpoto mesmo be ya sumji bo to ma aba na dwumadi so oyaza obi biara ka ho adwuma mpanyofo assembly members fo MP fo appointees cheze obi biara iye dwumazi ana wo dwumazi wo man mun menye hu fi medwuma ko bi te dem Steve Manes FM ya me adoma ye panyin no ozi enyim fefe na yakapra program mesmo obeya asomji botum aba na panyin no district Goma is the street no was obasha see Africa Kraba Millennium City yenya no Kodwa Oku Road na we na yaza obehiem ewo Millennium Junction ana pastors plan na we hiem 12 o'clock so na yaza wodi dwumazi na abana yi owa nyakopon baye wadom mamba no se yesho mu a yabasa hye menso menwa abrenti yame adom a ochina ye nyinara ye ginam na yakọ na tememfu so wo esikuma odobembra kwa Goma is the street no so we nyinara yaza wo bobom na yetumi ya ye dem dwumazi ya boa kede ye na ye boa mesmo baya enkunyimzi baba amahene biem
Yame adomo oya 10th and 11th, which is Friday and Saturday. Yenya National Sanitation Day, especially in Shui and as we yename by Regina Ekanye. Na yakagumwa isin so Ekanye papa if yenya no kakraba bugumram Kodwa Oku Fete Araba Kuti Potten Dominas or the entire district. And into Abina Kano Yajiatu Ayeba Beye Naya Yesu. Meno Kase and environmental health on the NCC Ukravan and one home where announcement. The Yamaya Mochna Mabubia Indian so until say ye na adina yari no so asunti no district yenya excavator. We don't have excavator until you rent the excavator na you use the drip machine, that's the backhoe, and then the tipper na you make sure say
ye kweti ye DC funi be na wasn't one assembly atuga on the no so Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs Ahmed Ibrahim so den assembly atuga che dem pemprezi one na wo asoto shop no one share no bibiara yan na adwende orugbe ne shop nde bie na eze papa kromi mes mo be ya ifi biara o won ne potom yan sto we chi yan kiosk mu yan zama ye bebi a che den hwu ne twoku na nwura apempem no ni na ya za ye na ye boa mani nara etum akwanti mo obi biara onye na adwende orukọ akoto na azi na we no nam do mat memfu no bi so oya atoton for the one sem bi atugo a wo hye dem pemprezi oya za obobo apan ga na mampanyi wa ya azi na mmom no nka bibi badama ontwen anada onka ne tentem mes mo be ya obate won ho ase na wetum ada ho ndo ntim pemprezi was ase ayoyo.
Unfair, it's not good. Crack. So please, we are all involving to clean the country, especially local markets. Me is here I make my money. If I get to see the price here, so me I support to clean all the country.
Say yalia dos we fin dos wo kromo dodo e fin no so ya ne ye eti sabane buaye am ye yi gatam ye wi ye spray ma memwa wa ne ne ma bone e bekutia ye nipadua no e firi hwa ma ye ya abane ye ta na chi ye da na sepa eti say ye nyina ye be ba ko ne nyina ba be boa
so wodi we ababa next time no aye omama ye fence announcement ne nkwa chire kakra ansana bibi sa ba ntia da na se
Enza Kwati as a ton funny be na wasn't one SMB atuga on no so pastor oye kana retired Peter Kobna Diodu no so than SMB to go shed and pen praise magana man penny why yin penny the funnel wajin of feldo but share my bibi biara etuma akwankan ama mes mobeya and also one jumeza was in we now but to was one and you now solemnity now boshano now abua for fair fema bibi biara etuma akwankan
Adventist Church, we issue a communication to our church members across Ghana. So I am here with my union president, Pastor Ken Retire, Peter Kobna Nyakudodio is right here with me. He will do some highlights, what we intend doing, joining the task for tomorrow as a Seventh-day Adventist family, and what we'll also be doing on Sunday. So my president is here.
Thank you so much. We believe that cleanliness is next to godliness, and the call that the president has made is a very important one. And therefore, I'm using this medium to call upon all our church members in the whole country that they should come up in their numbers. In Ghana, we have divided the church, grouped the church into 4 regions. So we have 4 presidents. We have had a meeting. Then all the presidents have also issued communique to all the jurisdiction that all the members should come out tomorrow. But for Saturday, you know that we go to church on Saturday. For Saturday, we push ours to Sunday. And Sunday, we're also going to do community work. We clean our environment and we make sure that Ghana will be a clean country. And therefore, the next rainy season, there will be no flooding.
Mothers FM.
Peter Kobna Diodu or your sofa penny northern and some busy chatton.
Yan to us on your fire ni enche was net for Akachie. One more day, Jumedia Bia Babon, Tim Apang and to Manasach made a idea. Ebabua, one more pension. One more near my name so be pension, the man no more Shemukinapa a ye. Metra a Social Security and National Insurance Trust. I tried to tear friend assassinate no. Now, Jumedia no more power to mano and a deputy finance minister who copy as ye. Onmonya for Thomas Nyako Ampem. Okopia se and watcher say, Washa say, dear Jumedio Mashamukinana, and can any so be pension, I was kana and a woody. Now say, no more be a coat to a total quema or card or cry. What we call hospital account, and no idea, a bebwapa a ye, Nensem any.
Comes at a significant moment in our nation's economic journey. Our economy has regained stability. Growth has strengthened, inflation has declined significantly, investor confidence is returning, and our macroeconomic fundamentals continue to improve. These achievements are the results of difficult but necessary reforms undertaken by government. So today, SNIT serves more than 2.1 million active contributors and over 260,000 pensioners. Without altering SNIT's core mandate, it extends meaningful value beyond retirement by providing contributors and pensioners with access to discounts, services, and benefits through strategic partnerships.
Any a deputy finance minister will know for Thomas Nyako Ampem. A fake director general Emma Snett. One also Edna no the same etuja watchre. Saj made you my pound and want to man boy beboa. Yenu and me papa no any mammy moko pension no. Say in a young pension si canon kwan dem mono card be kuraba. Ubet media hospital. One also Eddie a ye mediano. And here any boy beboa a yen penny for no edituja.
And omo your partners and so omo bear muno yani omo kan on say asem dey asem dey it is a sad account the cry be issue free no maintenance fee and no answer baba bejo card no load work or shop now we enjoy benefits from sab
any ekokotie ye director general Emma Snett won wanyamfo kwesi ban ni ne na ye call ekotie no.
Yes, over to fan so akọ Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly ayetwani KMA ne pemprenze mpe asrafo ebie na timemfuna ho no yaza mpemfo ye wona adwende overpass no do no ye ntona azo wodo nti pemprenze odo wotum yi wonifuo na wona azo tonze another overpass ye bebia nyipa wo fa mesi mobaya ye botum ya fa wona ye tum ya sum adwene na we na mpemfo wo kwa ya wo ye de wotu wona timemfo na azo tonefo ni bi enyi asrafo pintem pemprenze asrafo no ebie ni yaza won ho aka na hwana ankasa so awo na what's won te masrafo no wontu hono wo so yaza wo ho aka awo che dem kofi bebre tuntonaze wo kwan kokobod na chimpode no oyaza wa abodweta na aja no chedo rekodo we namdo emanyen suta nsu akwan no ontum nko we no namdo mampenfo aye hona adwe na pempreze odo wotum wo yimonifo na dama asomdwe no tum do na pemfo anatememfo so wotonaze wosin won teda we no namdo masrafo ebie na tememfo bi sesiara wo ho aka nti wona wotonaze nso awon ka edwe mu ni bi na was won tie no yekonkete won sam bia wo to gwa
free. You could see by the so. I know you could just come out. I know I'm the day at the Mayan. That's why that's what it was. That's what I'm saying. Bettina, I'm not gonna let you say. I was saying, I'm a time. Send a bell to an instrument. It won't be a star. I'm not going to Johnny. Every number, I'm going to show for some said the nominate. I'm not the man permit to be a secretary. Obi na boy to kosa ye tutu aban asase na ogene bia omu tie ska o ana ye ku tie ska ma wo mu ana omu dia ne dia dai ade ma yan aso adate na so obi tu asase so na so fa so betuna amra kana ma chese awo se ma metam ya be tu ana na mu de bra ba kisa akoko se na be ko no so da tutu ebi no bia sta omunya ka onya adwane ye de ebedu ebi mu amba omu ebusuafo se bia na mu na omunya ska ye de ana omu ye de edidi Obi the man permit to be a celebrity. Obi on the board to Cossa, you took the Abaya assassin or Genevia. I'm with you, but I'm dining here, I'm in the manatee, and you don't see any. Eja, you better now how you pass was off the another cost to a hunt.
Enza ye kwatie ye atotone funi bi na wo overpass no na kokobod nature no na wo won nsam bi atuko a wo hye dem pemprens so what won ayen fa na oboko ehwa na wo so wonye hwana no eziban na pemfo so reche de we nam do mansuta nsu na akwan no we sisisi o ma nsu no nya kwan onkota otin ni na no bowia de nature no e bankran pupuni mantoma no ye nasam abakuma so fodi wodi wonye wotiri wodizim na we no nam do makuma mayor Richard Ofori Ajimanbu Edo so nsam bi to go hye dem pemprens Ashanti Regional Police Command for enyanenti ye fa asam no nanso obeye hwehwe mesmo obeye obepe asam no ne pomasibre
Yes ambo Mothers FM
enkna pumpuni mantem ha say Kolebu Teaching Hospital ena yejina na wachi mamunya nenti ana na wachi etwa no Asante mantem mu bia ye hwe akoma mu no say de wonya akoma ya de nya say ye koyutwa wo performance bia ni o man ga ne ya ye betimi aya ama sa energy sem ni bi ena esi won krampumpuni mantem ha say na eno ena Dr. Penia woda Kolebu Teaching Hospital etrese ena ni sopa eye ye dem say Kolebu cry de no mo yo operation bi ewo ho na so no akadio mu hia te say lab center no na ebi eni ho na Ghana man pani e de apaso akwakotwa ahomam fe kura me bie wo ho e de ama wo mo na sa ensemi Penny Kwantrefo Awoda Kolebu Teaching Hospital and Dr. Yakubu Seidu Adams wano edi ni so sem e Ghana man penny ena afa so afọ wo so yapomuden so eni panyimfo a wo mo bo man Ghana pomuden ho ban nyina no odi ni so sem e de ma wo mo.
At this juncture, permit me to express our profound appreciation to His Excellency, the President and his government, for establishing the Ghana Medical Trust Fund, fondly referred to as Mahama KASE. The Ghana Medical Trust Fund has been a true game changer for beneficiary patients and public sector hospitals across the length and breadth of this country. Its interventions have been both timely and strategic. A significant portion of the first cohort of patients, many of whom were facing life-threatening conditions, have already benefited from the timely interventions of the Ghana Medical Trust Fund here at Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Your Excellency, beyond the provision of the cath lab we are commissioning today, the Ghana Medical Trust Fund is also in the process of acquiring a PET scanner, MRI, a linear accelerator, a CT scan, and a mammography machine for the hospital. We are deeply grateful to the board and administrator of the fund, and indeed to the government for these crucial interventions aimed at strengthening our services and enhancing patient care at Kolebu Teaching Hospital.
Dr. Yakubu Seidu Adams on the penny contract for the Kolebu Teaching Hospital and no Afei administrator Emma Ghana Medical Trust Fund mame adwa obo bie daku opoku wano so edi ensem tudwa watch such media any atene akwakosi edi ama Kolebu fue boa ebeboa oman Ghana pomode titru ene wonwa ebenya akoma eho yade si yekoyo operation ye bega se baby kra moje be hwehwe mu no maami ekire se eno ntina sa ayo mabie sa atena yi edi ama hospital kese se ne be ya obi aho betimi ahenha no.
In the history of public service, few leaders are granted the rare privilege of both initiating a transformative national investment and returning to restore it after adversity. Your presence today is therefore symbolic. It represents continuity of vision, compassion, and commitment to the Ghanaian people. Behind every cardiovascular statistic in this country is a Ghanaian West life or Ghanaian life interrupted. Behind every delayed intervention is a family thrown into financial and emotional crisis. Your Excellency,
Madam Ajwa obo bie daku opoku ni ene kotu afa yenkwa ene yenkwa soafo a wo hwe ya pomodin so won wanyanfo minta akando wono so no December wodi tudwa.
Burden of cardiovascular disease becoming increasingly evident in our hospital, clinics, and communities. Hypertension, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, kidney disease, and other chronic conditions are no longer distant or occasional health concerns. They are now part of the daily reality of health delivery in Ghana, affecting people in their productive years, placing pressure on families and imposing increasing demands on our health facilities. Changing burden of disease requires us to organize the health system differently. At the primary level, we must strengthen prevention, screening, early detection, health.
Swafo so my Ghana pomodin so no nyanfo kwabna minta akando ne ene kotie na fe ne krakra Ghana man penny won monyanfo John Dramani Mahama wono so edi ensem etudwa wo kire se wo hwe bie yi a wode apasoko twa ahmemu a wo twa mu ya na ye se na edi ehini e wo man Ghana ma se titiru ene nkna pumpuni mantem ha se ya bibia yi foto no efri Ghana Medical Trust Fund eno eya ade a ye de boa o man Ghana apomudin. And so
this is part of the mandate of the Ghana Medical Trust Fund that we are covering. The trust fund was allocated 2.3 billion CDs, and it is using part of that money to provide financing for diagnosis and treatment. But it's also using part of that financing to ensure that, notwithstanding which part of the country you are, you can have access to diagnosis and treatment. And so this is why we are here today. The efforts to provide skilled professionals has also begun with the first nursing training facility.
Yes, Mothers FM.
Vice President Sozema on my Ghana and Pemprenzi Akko Instruction with Ministry of Finance. No quite to swap for Yenisica Samdo or your Dr. Kissel at all force in Pemprenzi or Queno or Yaza on your many years. I was to be brain. Now one other some be the two girls and Pemprenzi. What ben no Yaza, Kawada Waye, Ankasoya 54 billion and Pemprenzi. Where to your Namu 10 billion. More white will Gudara, why when I there. I guess was no so. First week of August, no so Ayaza bottom where 10 billion. metre de mes mobile hiananzama bi another cow bi order ho ni nara no dubotu me efiwo oye domestic debt exchange program no next year no odbotu ga ye bomu de sikasam no yana cow bi order ho no oya za no mu esinsan ye ankasa na ekoti e Dr. KASE Atufos no nsam bia ozotu gwa
with considerable fiscal strain where the fiscal policy of state had largely been distorted, and so we required fiscal correction. And so I'm sorry to say that we had to introduce some significant reforms. These reforms, some not palatable, but they were actually needed and required. And the options available to us, indeed, if we have to implement the reset agenda of His Excellency the President and Madam yourself, it will mean that we had to take the difficult decision. And so we have been implementing quite a difficult
Dr. KASE Atufos and Swafa Ocean Yenisika Samudo. No, no, so in a vice president or your mammy Jane Nana Opoku Ajiman. No, so isn't some bit to go share the empire bebo toka over braid as in Pempreno. County na ya zanka ya the shampoo to drum one my gun muha. In case you say Yaku Yen Bebre, Yansama be atute now show as a kawa indent no or day to me Shanadam Kaunina. Ye, yes, if you
staff, friends of the media, all of us. Again, good morning. Thank you so much for this, for such a kind welcome, and for sharing your office with us.
Thank you.
Even if we can only look at it from the outside, we still admire it, and we want to thank you for it. We know that when we came into office early January, we knew that the situation was going to be difficult. Maybe the practical situation deepened that difficulty. And so we needed all of us to come on board to try and solve the problems.
Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajiman Ghana and Vice President or Bapin for fair my many ejuma wadder honor and on some be Ozutuga. And see aha and a Kasia Baatan in Arab baby seen de bia kel de Kasia boy so Chimokwa was in a KASE3 Ghana Limited. Some persons papa and Buddha for months you went to be a you on a KASE3 Ghana Limited. Bernaba Jones I see on Chebiaranum and I was so a tum adan a fair ye ankasa. Some of us on a dome as Kase boy na bosumo so ye abna foko ye boa. I am the Kase boy bosumo. It's not much die you mind out some name.
A queer according ye boa sorry not a year DJ Flex ababetwa. Some for a abna foko ye boa so and a producer so a ye yaw ye boa.
Abraham one
yaw ye boa. One never ye chi edom yakram.